In this video, we're going to go through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license in the state of Florida. We're also going to cover a couple important things like how to pick the right brokerage when you first get started as an agent. And we're going to tell you all the costs associated with becoming a real estate agent and getting your license in the state of Florida. Let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with the Empire of Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about real estate, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. Before we get started, I want to offer you my free How to Get Licensed real estate guide and start your real estate career. If you want a copy of that, click the description down below and download your free copy. Let's dive right into the steps on getting your real estate license in Florida. The very first thing you must do is meet some of the basic requirements to getting your real estate license in the state of Florida. Those requirements are you must be 18 years old or older, you must have a high school diploma or a GED, and you have to be able to pass a basic background check to make sure that you have nothing on your record that would prevent you from getting your real estate license. The next step is completing your pre-license education classes. In the state of Florida, you're required to complete 63 hours of state-approved real estate classes, and I know this sounds like a lot, but you can definitely do it on your own time because there are excellent schools that are offering this classwork online, and we highly suggest you check out. They do an excellent job and they offer classes online so you can do it at the convenience of your own schedule. If you want to check them out, there's an affiliate link down in the description below, and oftentimes they'll run different sales and different promotions on their real estate classes. Once you complete your 63 hours of pre-license education classes, it's going to be time to schedule your exam. The exams in Florida are taken at Pearson VUE testing centers, and you're going to want to call and schedule this in advance. But I have a couple basic tips. You're going to want to bring a couple different things on test day. The very first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. And then you also want to bring 2 forms of identification to get in to the testing center. This is probably the most nerve-wracking part of the process because so many people rush through the exam and end up failing. The exam is not a walk in the park, but you can definitely pass if you take the right time studying and you study all the content that you learn at your real estate school and put the work in to be able to pass the test. The good news is if you actually fail the exam, it's not the end of the world. You'll be able to reschedule and take the exam again. Now, a couple quick tips to pass your exam is to basically use the multiple choice cross-out method. So everything on this exam is multiple choice, and if you don't know the answer to something, you might want to use process of elimination to eliminate the answers that you know are definitely incorrect, and then you'll have a smaller selection of, answers to pick that could be right. Another thing you can do is skip the questions that you are unsure of and then circle back around to them at the end of the test when you've gone through all the other questions, and then you might be in a better place that you're less stressed and you feel more confident to answer the questions that you just weren't sure of when you first came across them. Last but not least, don't rush through the exam. The exam is going to be roughly 140 questions, and you have a couple hours to complete this. So rushing through the exam is not a good thing to do because the questions can be a little bit tricky and you might want to read them a couple times before you actually submit your answer. Once you pass the exam, it's time to celebrate and submit your application to get your real estate license. With your application, you're going to include a couple important things. The very first thing is your certificate from your pre-license education classes. You're going to include your background check information, your fingerprinting information, and you're going to include a past scorecard from your exam. Once that's done, you're going to need to find a sponsoring broker to hang your license with. So in Florida, you're required to hang your license with a sponsoring broker, and this is one of the most important steps. Now, many agents, when they first get licensed, they don't see this as an important step and they just go to the place that offers the highest commission splits. This is a huge mistake, and if you didn't know, 87% of agents that get into this industry fail out of this industry and end up going back to a 9-to-5 job that they might not want to be at. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on how to pick a brokerage and things that I wish I knew when I was first getting started. The very first question to ask when you sit down with a broker to see if it's going to be a good fit to work there is, what kind of mentorship do they offer? And are they going to give you access to a one-on-one mentor that you can call when you're going through your first couple deals? Ideally, having a mentor for the first 3 to 5 deals that you can pick up the phone and have a conversation with is going to be a huge, huge benefit to you as a new agent. So I would ask that question, and then I would also ask, what hours can you call that mentor and have access and be able to get support from them? So that's a big question. And if you have a brokerage that has a good mentor in place, it should help increase your chances of having success in this business. The next thing I would look for is a actual training program in place. So along with the mentor that's going to be there throughout the process, they can't be there every single day of every single second, because chances are they're already a producing agent. They have their own business. They're probably out selling houses already, and they can't sit with you every single day and help you become successful. So having a training program, like even if it's training modules online or a weekly program that you can attend, can be a huge thing to help you have success in this industry. Because if you tie that in with a mentor that you have access to when you need to call them, plus the training that you can take on a nightly basis, you're going to accelerate your learning a lot quicker and increase the chances of you actually being successful in this business. The next question you want to ask is, how are you going to get business, right? Being a real estate agent is awesome. Passing your exam is awesome. Getting into your first brokerage is awesome. But at the end of the day, you have to get clients and you have to get business in order to make income and make this a career for yourself. So asking the broker what way they get business and which way they train their agents to get business is a very important question. These are the questions that you want to ask up front. And the majority of real estate brokerages are going to tell you to talk to your friends and family. This is called sphere of influence marketing. And this marketing source can be awesome. I know many agents that have built full-time businesses. Some have even built 6-figure businesses just using this method alone. The problem is if your network isn't big enough or your network isn't at that stage of life, it could be hard to get your business off the ground. When I first started, I was only 22 years old. So I had to figure out another way, and I learned how to prospect, how to market, and thankfully it all worked out. But this is a very important question that you should definitely ask before you sign on with a brokerage. Last but certainly not least, you want to ask about commission splits. Now, this isn't the most important thing, but it's a conversation that you should have. And you also want to ask what things you're getting for those commission splits. So again, one giant piece of advice is don't go somewhere just because of commission splits, because this is a 100% commission-based income. And if you don't sell anything, you're going to get 100% of nothing. So what I would say is go to the place that's going to give you the most support, the most training, the most mentorship. And then once you're established in your career, then you can start looking at different splits. Next, I want to talk to you about some of the costs associated with getting your real estate license. That way, you know what to budget. Let's start with pre-licensed education classes. Now, pre-licensed education classes can range. They're all different prices, and sometimes Real Estate Express does have some sales going on. So there's an affiliate link down below if you want to take a look and see what they have going on at the time. But I would budget around $300 to $500 for this portion of expenses. Next, we have the background check fee, which is roughly $56. After that, we're gonna put the fingerprinting fee, which is currently $42. Then we have the exam fees. The Florida Real Estate Associate exam fee is $36.75, and the state portion of the exam is $41.75. Once that's done, it's time to actually submit your real estate license application, and at this time, it's about $83. Last but not least, we want to budget for any broker sign-on fees and insurance. So I would budget between $300 and $500 for this. So are you going to get your real estate license this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have any additional questions about getting your real estate license in the state of Florida, drop those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you and help you out. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an excellent day.